Did you know that the Caribbean have some of the most powerful natural medicine on earth? Have you ever wondered why so many of the world's greatest healers, people like Dr. Sebi, all come from the Caribbean? It is not a coincidence. And what I'm about to tell you is a history lesson you were never taught in school. This story starts with the Atlantic slave trade, but out of tragic slave trading, medicine changed forever. What came out of this slave trade might be the reason you finally take control of your health, like our ancestors discovered years ago. My name is Chef Tajani, and I need to take you back to the 16th century. During the slave trade, something happened in the Caribbean that nobody talks about. See, when you think about the Caribbean, Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, Dominican Republic, you probably think about beaches, reggae music, vacation spots, but the Caribbean was something entirely different during the 16th century. It was the original melting pot of the world. And I mean that literally. Every major civilization on earth collided in those islands. Africans brought over in chain, Chinese and Indian laborers brought as indentured servants, the original Native Americans who were already there, the indigenous Jamaicans already there. All these people from all the different corners of the earth found themselves living side by side on these tiny islands. And what history books won't tell you is that each group brought something with them, something precious, special. They brought their medicine. The Chinese had been perfecting herbal formulas for thousands of years. So was the indigenous people of Jamaica. The Indian brought their medicine with them, a gift to diagnose issues. Just looking into somebody's eyes, the African had special knowledge of what plant could heal, what roots could cleanse, what leaves could bring a dying man back to life. And the indigenous people of the Caribbean who knew these islands, knew every plant, every root, how to heal. What made the Caribbean special? It was the first place on earth where all of these healing traditions came together. So thanks to that Chinese, Indian, African, indigenous, Jamaican, and Caribbean medicine all mixing, we have something that's very special. Suddenly, you had Chinese herbalists working alongside Indian healers with Asian African knowledge, with indigenous knowledge. You get something more powerful than any of them by themselves alone. The thing is that at this time, this knowledge was needed more than ever. Slaves was coming in off the boats with deadly smallpox, and it was spreading fast. And this powerful mastermind of the herbalists came up with natural medicine that saved the entire Caribbean region, saved us from being wiped out by smallpox and other deadly diseases. The herbalists became the most valuable people on these islands. The original herbalists of the Caribbean developed formulas more potent than anything the world has ever seen, maybe even more potent than natural medicine today. These solutions are our ancestors' masterminds, talents that came out of the ground, the earth, not a lab with synthetic molecules designed to mask the pain but not heal you. But there's one reason why their formulas worked so good. The soil is the secret. Everything is in the earth. When the British realized that there was a solution to smallpox coming out of the Caribbean, they sent their scientists to go study how was this possible. What scientists discovered in the soil, it answered everything. Not all herbs are created equal. In the mountains of Jamaica, for example, and the volcanic islands throughout the Caribbean, it makes the soil mineral rich, more mineral rich than any place on earth. If herbs come from the soil that lacks mineral, those herbs will be lacking in minerals. And those minerals is what contains the healing properties. It's like how the saying goes, what you sow, you shall reap. And if you sow herbs in weak soil, you get weak herbs and you get weak results. If you sow herbs in powerful mineral-rich earth, you get powerful mineralized herbs. One of the best places on earth for the most powerful herbs is in the Blue Mountain regions of Jamaica, my home, and where I learned the art of healing. I was only 3 years old when my parents sent me to go live with my grandmother. And man, that was something. But God had a plan for me. See, my grandmother started by taking me into the forest of Jamaica. She would point out to me the plants and tell me their names, tell me what they did, which one healed, which one poisoned, which one to totally avoid. See, my grandmother was a healer. People came from all over Jamaica to see her. And her mother was a healer, and her mother before her. See, this special gift passed down in the family. Her grandmother being the major healer, my family line traces back to the original inhabitants of Jamaica. They call us the Tainos. The Indians and the Asians who settled in Jamaica during the slave trade era, those people who mixed with the Chinese medicine and brought their gift to Jamaica, their knowledge was passed down one to one, but ours was passed down intuitively, spiritually. And she passed this gift down to me. I used to sit in the house, watch people come in and out of our house. I was just a child, but I would sit there and listen to their problems, listen to what my grandmother told them, listen how she would tell them to go take a bath, then she would mix the herbs. God had a special mission for me. He placed me with my grandmother so I could learn this knowledge. And so I could bring it to the people, because people are suffering unnecessarily, and they don't have these conditions that you're dealing with. They don't have the solution. They don't know that they're reversible. Nothing in life is permanent, even life itself. People have been convinced that they need to live with these conditions so big, corporations can keep them on subscription for life. It's not true. Asian medicine have solved more serious things than blood pressure and diabetes. When slaves used to come off the boats with smallpox, in its final stage, the herbalists saved them. These are 16th century problems. You would say that they required 16th century solution. Well, in today's time, it's the same solutions that worked then, it still work now, because the body you have today is the same body that the people had in the 16th century. Nothing have changed. What worked then still work now. What those herbalists in the 16th century knew is something that was completely forgotten. And not just say that it's just good old common sense, but common sense is not just common sense anymore. Our ancestors knew that for any condition that a person was suffering with, the root cause is in the bloodstream. Let me explain. Did you know that the average adult, the adult human, has 1.5 gallons of blood in their body? 1.5 gallons. And those 1.5 gallons of blood are being pushed through your body every single day, from your head to your toes, recycling and flowing over and over again. Your blood is the river of life. It carries everything: your oxygen, nutrients, minerals, DNA, your hormones like your testosterone, your estrogen, but it also carries something else: the diseases, sickness, your stress, your free radicals, your fat. If those 1.5 gallons of blood are dirty, if they're carrying sicknesses and toxins, that sickness is going to continue to spread throughout the body, and it's going to remain. When the slaves came off the ship with smallpox, the herbalists didn't try to treat the smallpox directly. They detoxified the blood. They cleaned that river of life. Because once the river is clean, the body can heal itself. This is what they knew. The 16th century herbalists, this is what we've completely forgotten. Your blood pressure isn't high because your heart is broken. Your blood sugar isn't out of control because your pancreas stopped working. No, it's your blood that is dirty, toxic, poisoned by years of processed foods, the environmental toxins, the heavy metals and the chemicals. And as long as that poison keeps circulating through your body, the 1.5 gallons of it cycling through every single cell every day, you're going to stay sick. Taking medication is putting a Band-Aid over a dirty cut. The most obvious way to relieve your body of pain is to detoxify that blood, clean the river, and let your body do what it was designed by God to do: heal itself. This is what my grandmother knew. This is what her grandmother knew, and her grandmother, our ancestors. This is what the herbalists of the 16th century knew, and it's what I would love to share with you. I've been an herbalist for 25 years. For over 2 decades, I've been helping many people. I've been listening to their stories, hearing their pain, story after story of people suffering with high blood pressure, diabetes, gout, all caused by excess inflammation. Conditions that doctors said that they'd have for life. One night, after hearing yet another story of someone who tried everything and found no relief, I had a dream. And I don't take dreams lightly, if you know what I mean. I believe in God, and that God speaks to us in many different ways, and mainly through dreams. He gives us visions, the directions. The next morning I woke up and that dream still was in my mind, clear as day. I knew what I had to do. I created this formula based on the indigenous Caribbean medicine, the same type of formulas that were created when the Chinese, Indians, Africans, and the original indigenous healers of Jamaica combined their knowledge in this Caribbean and passed down their knowledge all the way to my grandmother that was given to me in a dream. I started with one client after a client, and something incredible started to happen. People came back with stories that they themselves couldn't believe. Chef Tajani, my blood pressure is normal for the first time in years. Chef Tajani, my blood sugar levels are better than they've been in decades. My gout is gone. The pain has just disappeared. The toxins, the disease inside. You know, that disease that built up inside their bloodstream, the things creating the pain, were being flushed out. Their blood was finally clean, and their bodies started healing again. See, just like those 16th century herbalists, what they always knew is that the blood is the source of life. Now, I want to tell you something. Self-promotion is no promotion. That's why for the last 7 years, my blood detox program has never been advertised, never been available to the general public, just my clients in Atlanta and all around America. They would come and they would get this product. It was hard to keep it in stock, every batch gone. From word of mouth, that's it. People trying to get results and telling everyone they know. For 7 years, that's how this was spread. But for the first time, I'm finally able to get it out to the entire world, to the rest of the United States and around the world, to you, because I believe that God gave us this knowledge, gave me this gift for a reason, not to hoard it, not to give it to a selected few, but to share it with the mass people with blood pressure issues, who've been on medication for years, blood sugar problems, who've been told that they'll be diabetic forever, people with gout, inflammation, chronic fatigue, all the conditions that stem from that one root cause, dirty blood. This formula works because it follows the principles that herbalists have known for centuries. You clean the blood, you let the body heals. These aren't the same herbs that you can find on Amazon and supplements. I advise people to stay away from taking those stuff they can't see. These are natural herbs that come straight from the most potent mineral-rich soil in Jamaica, the same place where my grandmother used to pick her herbs, the same place where these Chinese and Indians and Africans and the original indigenous Maroons, the Tainos, used to plant these herbs, reap these herbs, go deep in the wood forest and get these herbs. There is no fillers, no middleman cutting it down. Right in your cup, pure, potent, powerful, indigenous Caribbean medicine delivered to your door. Now, I know that you've probably been burnt before with people selling online, what they call it, placebos, no morals, just trying to make a quick buck. You've tried products that promised you the world and delivered nothing. Supplements with fancy labels and zero results. That's why I don't make wild promises. I just let the results speak for themselves. They say the truth is quiet and the fake is very loud. The truth lasts forever and the fake is here today, but gone tomorrow. We've been quietly serving people with these herbs since 2008. I've moved 3 times since then. I've had people that fly to me from all over the world to come see me because somebody they knew got results from this. It's not me, it's the miracle of the Most High God. When your blood is clean, your body has a chance to heal. And baby, that's not magic. That's because that's the way God designed your body, designed you. When you get a cut, what do? You clean the cut and you wait for the cut to heal on its own. If you don't clean that cut, it will never heal properly. It's the same thing here. You clean the blood and watch how your body regulates and heal on its own. Make you feel like you're in your 20s again. I want to offer you to join my blood detox program. If you're ready for something new, something that's backed by thousands of testimonials, I want to offer you this program at the lowest price today. See, you can get my blood detox program 3 packs for just $97. That's less than what most people spend on a single copay, less than the takeout food that's probably gonna make your condition worse. And I'm backing it with a full 60-day money-back guarantee. Try it. Follow my instructions. All of it is on the back. And if you don't feel a difference in your body, if your numbers don't improve, if you're not satisfied for any reason, just email me. I'll refund you every penny. No questions, no hassle. You have nothing to lose except the toxins that are poisoning your blood right now. Right now, you have a choice. You can close this video and keep doing what you've been doing. Keep taking those medications, the kind that treat symptoms instead of the causes. Keep suffering with the conditions that doctors say that you have forever. Keep ignoring what herbalists have known for 500 years or more. You can do something different. If you want, you can try what people in the Caribbean have been using for centuries. You can clean your blood. Keep going and give your body a chance to heal. You can experience what my clients in Atlanta and around the world have experienced, what thousands of people have experienced when they finally address the root cause instead of just managing symptoms. The same knowledge that saved lives during the slave trade, the same formulas that were created when the greatest healing tradition on the entire earth came together on those tiny islands, the same wisdom that my grandmother passed down to me in these forests of Jamaica when I was just 3 years old. That knowledge is now available to you, but only if you take action. Click the button right below. Get the blood detox tea, clean your blood, give your body what it's been begging for, and let's see what happens when you finally remove what's been holding your health hostage. I'll be here waiting for you, waiting to hear your story. God bless you. Respect.